What's happening, Curaleaf traders and investors? It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community. It is Tuesday, March 19th. Hope you're doing well. And in this video, we're going to be discussing some breaking news with regards to Curaleaf. They acquired a Canadian operator, that is Northern Green Canada. We're going to be discussing that happening. I mentioned in a previous video that this very well could be the case where MSOs will become LPs, and we're going to see the blue chip phase where we're going to see mega mergers. I don't think this is obviously I don't think this is a mega merger, but I think the blue chip phase will only come once the U.S. legalizes at the federal level, whether it be through Congress or whether it be through descheduling from the Controlled Substances Act. But we'll discuss this deal, my thoughts and opinions, and we'll bring up the chart toward the end, and we'll do some technical analysis. I'll give my thoughts and opinions on the technicals and the price action in the days, weeks, months ahead. As always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only, and you should never ever buy or sell anything based on anything that I say or anything that I write. Also, full disclosure, I do own Curaleaf in my portfolio. But before we get to the details, make sure to smash the like. It helps support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff, and you'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. Also, you can follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. So here is the details. Curaleaf to acquire Northern Green Canada to bolster European flower supply, and that is a Canadian operator. We're going to go through some of the highlights here from an MJ Biz Daily article as well, but they're eyeing global markets. And I mentioned in a video about a week ago that we're going to see the blue chip phase in MJ stocks, and I talked about could Tilray merge with Cura. They're very, very similar businesses when you really look under the hood, and I think that this could very well happen one day. You know, it may not as well, right? This is just me speculating, but maybe down the road 2, 3, 4, 5 years, who knows, 10 years down the road, could these companies potentially merge? They've got a lot of synergies. They're focusing on a lot of the same key markets, and I think they very well could. I think they're both based out of New York as well. And they kind of look like brothers. Just kidding. But now we'll see here. Obviously, I don't think that the blue chip phase is here yet, and I don't think this is a mega merger. This is a very small licensed producer here in Canada. I don't think many people heard of Northern Green Canada before today. Let me know. It's a private company. Again, we'll discuss the details here, but let me know in the comments section below what you think of this news and if you've heard of this producer here in Canada before. If you're in the U.S., you most certainly probably haven't, or if you're an investor in Curaleaf, like I said, very small producer here, focusing on medical and international markets. But we'll go through the details here. This deal provides Curaleaf strategic supply chain advantage in key growth markets of Germany, Poland, the UK, and establishes presence in Australia and New Zealand. So as we know, a lot of the LPs here in Canada have a head start on the MSOs, and we've seen, Canada operate over 5 years now at the federal level under a legal framework here. So in my opinion, I think Germany is going to be huge, and I think it's smart for Curaleaf to start to focus on these international markets as well as Australia and New Zealand, which are big growth opportunities as well. But as I mentioned, MSOs will become LPs, so Canadian producers, U.S. producers will become Canadian producers and vice versa, right? So a leader and international provider of consumer MJ products today, Curaleaf announced it has signed a deal to acquire Northern Green Canada, NGC, a vertically integrated Canadian licensed MJ producer focused primarily on expanding in the international market through its EU GMP certification. So good manufacturing practices in the EU. NGC also partners with Canadian GACP cultivators to produce and distribute finished MJ products to both domestic and global markets. So they're one of the few Canadian cultivators, that have EU GMP certification. As such, NGC has consistently supplied high THC products and flower to the German market, non-irradiated as well, which is expected to see exponential growth following the recent removal of MJ from the narcotics list. NGC is also increasingly supplying Australia and New Zealand, the world's fastest growing MJ markets. Also, given NGC's longstanding role as a key supplier to Curaleaf's 420 brand, this acquisition marks a significant milestone in Curaleaf's expansion strategy, particularly in Europe. So we'll go through a little bit quicker here. They talk about expanding and increasing its margins as well. And as we know, they're expecting the European market to be very, very high margins. So it's going to extend the global footprint across 3 continents, North America, Europe, and Australia, or Australasia. So that would be Australia and New Zealand. The deal provides Curaleaf International with secure and consistent high-quality indoor EU GMP flower supply, ensuring a leading position in the growing German market during a critical juncture while also allowing the company to maintain its leadership position in the UK and expands its first mover advantage into Poland, which we know Tilray has operations there as well. So like I said, very focusing on a lot of the same key markets. Also, NGC's facility has both ample space and regulatory certification available for modular build-out of additional grow rooms, allowing for increased capacity. So Boris Jordan, executive chairman of Curaleaf, stated, "We expect the NGC acquisition to be a highly accretive deal." Sounds very much kind of like what Tilray says all the time as well. That marks Curaleaf's first step into the Australasian markets. Australasian, I guess it is. Never heard that term before. Creating a true global MJ company with global brands, it allows Curaleaf to safeguard our position in Europe, enhancing our supply chain while increasing our margins. The opportunity in Germany also cannot be understated, and we continue to prepare strategically for the moment and beyond. And as we know, they're just going through the first pillar now, which is nonprofit, and then they're going to be focusing on medical, and then the second pillar will be for profit, and that'll more than likely be in 2025. We should see some concrete info on that in the coming months. We are committed to delivering the highest quality flower in every market we operate, and we are thrilled to welcome NGC team to the Curaleaf International family. Also, Juan Martinez, head of Curaleaf International, said that NGC Deal complements our Portuguese cultivation and processing assets, which we continue to expand and develop. With the addition of NGC's indoor non-irradiated flower, coupled with existing production from Portugal that can be quintupled as demand dictates, Curaleaf will have ample high-quality GMP supply and future expansion capacity to meet growing market needs. We anticipate other EU countries to follow Germany's lead in advancing their medical MJ programs to increase patient access. Also, Lisa McCormick, President and CEO of Northern Green Canada. I just wanted to bring that up here as well from CB Insights. They're headquartered in Brampton, Ontario. You can see here it says they were founded in 2014. They were just acquired, and they produce medicinal MJ operating in the healthcare sector. It offers a range of MJ products, including dried flowers, oil sprays designed for therapeutic use. Also provides patient support programs, educational resources on medical MJ, and works with healthcare partners to facilitate patient access to their products. Founded in 2014 in Brampton, Canada, March 2024, Northern Green Canada was acquired by Curaleaf. And if we just go over their financials, they're a private company, so you don't really have anything exposed, right? They're not obligated to make it public. And then you can see acquired by Curaleaf, and only one executive, one board of directors, Lisa McCormick, founder and CEO. And that is who is commenting here. So Lisa McCormick, President and CEO of Northern Green Canada, said the NGC team is excited to become a part of the Curaleaf family as their long-standing commercial partner. We believe we can help accelerate Curaleaf's growth in global markets. We are committed to providing high-quality GMP products under the umbrella of the largest global MJ company in the world. The deal is expected to close in the second quarter of 2024, pending all regulatory approvals, which I don't think there'll be any issues with that. But going to be interesting as they're basically an import-export company. So interesting that they're targeting that, as well as the U.S. looks to potential reform as well. I think Schedule 3 is the most likely scenario. There's rumors floating around that it could be mid-April, around April 15th. I'm not really subscribing to rumors, but I am in the camp of thinking that it's going to happen between now and the end of April is the most likely timeline. And I think the most likely scenario is we get Schedule 3 approval from the DEA, and then maybe it's a month or two after. Maybe it's in May, maybe it's in June, but I think the most likely scenario is between now and the end of April. And like I said, looking at the charts look absolutely poised for massive upside over the next couple of months. And that would likely be the catalyst to get us there. So we'll go through the MJ Biz Daily article. So Curaleaf buying Canadian MJ operator with eye on global markets. And we'll just go through some of the highlights here. The financial terms of the deal were not disclosed, and they focus primarily on meeting demand in the import-export market. The planned acquisition provides the New York-based multi-state operator with a strategic supply chain advantage in key growth markets, the company said. So Germany, Poland, United Kingdom. The deal, which comes out after 1 month after Curaleaf bought Polish medical MJ operator Can4 Med, also establishes a presence in Australia and New Zealand, according to the news release. So NGC, which is privately owned, says 95% of its sales were attributed to international markets in 2023. The company did not disclose its sales. The company's facility in Brampton, Ontario is European Union Good Manufacturing Practice, EU GMP certified. EU GMP is an essential step to exporting cannabinoids to global markets. The date of the certificate is September 2022. So a couple of years ago. Australia and Israel were top markets for Canada's MJ exports last year, and the German market as well, which is expected to experience substantial growth after MJ was removed from the country's narcotics list. The MSO also said that NGC is increasingly supplying Australia and New Zealand. Also separately, Curaleaf said earlier this month that it agreed to sell its adult use store in Maine, and the MSO still has 4 medical MJ stores in Maine. Also, you can find the company on the Toronto Stock Exchange under Cura, C-U-R-A. As we know, they uplisted recently to the Toronto Stock Exchange from the Canadian Securities Exchange, CSE, which TerrAscend was the first to do so. So this is great news overall. Like I said in this video, it's more than likely going to be a trend that continues. We're going to see MSOs become LPs and vice versa. Once the US has reform, I think you'll see, Tilray be able to sell its beverage brands into the US as well. They've got a huge beverage brand with trusts, and this is going to be big business, right? Once LPs can go into the US, and I still think there's a very high chance that later on down the road, whether it be 2, 3, 5, 10 years, I think Tilray and Curaleaf could potentially become one of those mega mergers. And if that were to happen, just imagine, right? It'd be absolutely massive company. As we know, Tilray the biggest in Canada, and then Curaleaf the biggest in the US and globally. But we'll take a look at the chart here. So on the monthly time frame, we did have a monthly higher low. So for those that didn't get a chance to load on Curaleaf here on this monthly higher low around 257 USD on the OTC, taking a look at CRLF at the moment. We also had another opportunity here at 251, and then we had another monthly higher low as we confirmed a monthly uptrend, and we could potentially see the first in history EMA 12 and 26 bull cross here on the monthly time frame. So generally, you don't want to be buying near resistance. Last month we hit resistance, we had 579, resistance was 580. So basically, double top there by 1 penny, and then we pulled back for a nice monthly higher low. That was a great opportunity to add there. We got as low as 379. So in my opinion, after that double top, essentially we pulled back about 35%, just under, and gearing up for that first ever monthly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross was a fantastic opportunity to load up. But if we zoom out to the weekly time frame, we're still in a weekly downtrend with a lower high, lower low pattern. So as long as 563 remains resistance, we're still in a weekly downtrend. And then in order to break the weekly downtrend, we would have to get above 563 or confirm a higher low and higher high. So we're bouncing here on the weekly time frame now. We still need the higher low and higher high to be considered a weekly uptrend. So we still got quite a bit of work to do there in terms of the weekly time frame. In terms of the daily time frame, we could see an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross here as well, and it's multiple daily inside bars. So we'll see whichever way these break into, more than likely into tomorrow, as a tightening range. Could even see 3 inside bars into tomorrow, and then if we keep bouncing, if we break resistance, then we'll just continue the daily bounce for the 6th day in a row, 6 trading days. But we are due for a daily higher low, as we haven't confirmed, and we're still actually not in a daily uptrend either. So we still need that higher low and a higher high on the daily time frame to be in a daily uptrend. So as of right now, we could still see a little bit more follow through with that daily EMA 12 and 26 bull cross, but I wouldn't be surprised if we started daily consolidation, came back and back tested around 470, 460s for a daily higher low, and then we look to change the daily trend and the weekly trend. But as of right now, we'll be watching the S&P 500 as well, as it's likely due for a mini correction, which would just be healthy. Also, we are gearing up for a potential weekly stochastic bull cross, and the MACD is very close to seeing a bull cross as well. And we're getting above the 10-week moving average there at 505. So I want to see those bull crosses happen on the stochastic and the MACD, and a weekly candle close over 505, that 10-week moving average this week, for momentum to continue for the bulls. And you can see we're back above. We came down, also a nice entry there playing off of the 50 weekly there at 380. So not only did you get another chance to add on a monthly higher low, that monthly higher low was met with strong support there from the weekly 50 weekly moving average there at 380. So that was a great entry opportunity there. And a lot of our names are starting to trend back to their 200 weekly moving averages. You can see here, Green Thumb actually came just within a couple of dollars away. So if we see the same thing from Curaleaf, CRLF, then that would bring us up to around that 754 mark. And it got about a couple dollars away as well. But in my opinion, over the next couple of months, we should start to see companies start to trend back. Those that haven't already trended and came close to their 200 weekly, I think will. And those that have come close will more than likely get above it in a meaningful way. So I wouldn't be surprised to see, Curaleaf trading at $8 to $10 USD over the next few months, especially if we get Schedule 3 recommendation approved by the DEA at some time between now and the next couple of months ahead. but we're above all of our daily moving averages now as well. And again, not only did you have the 50 weekly there at 380, we had the 200-day moving average there at 392. So lots of support in that area. In my opinion, anything under $4 USD was a screaming buy here, as we confirmed a monthly uptrend as well on MSOS, the ETF that tracks all the major producers in the US, which was the first time in history that ETF ever confirmed a monthly uptrend. And like I said, we're looking for the first ever monthly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross on Curaleaf. I'm here for it. I'll be making videos as long as I'm alive and on this earth. And I'll be continuing to spread the MJ gospel for as long as I'm alive, because this is medicine of the future. Definitely my passion. I felt like I was, basically put on this earth to spread, the good word of MJ and embrace this medicine of the future. So going to end it there, it's Rob of Pow Group. Thanks again for joining us in the Pursuit of Wealth. Let me know what you think of this news, and have a great day. We'll see you again on the next video.